Hey guys, how's it going? I just really wanted to listen to Sonic Unleashed music. For some reason it got stuck in my head today. I wasn't going to do anything tonight actually, because I have a bunch of video editing to try to get done this week, but for some reason I just really wanted to play Turtles in Time tonight. So I'm doing just a short stream. Maybe I'll do something else after Turtles in Time, but for now, this is just the plan. You bloated beanbag.
3 a.m.
Alright, I guess the big question is, how are the volume levels? There we go, now there's music playing. Good. It's my most favorite game. Sounds good to me. Alright. That says terrible, which means they're great. Pat, you want in on the call? I am good, Mr. Video Game Freak. How about yourself? A little groggy, but that's about it. Did not sleep well last night, probably because I stayed up stupid late working on Resident Evil 5. I don't want to admit how long it took me to work on that, what we missed for that last part, but it took a long time. Oop. Twiddle soup. Okay, something. Okay, Pat's out of it. Give me a sec. I will add you. Adding people to the call, cause I can't talk by myself. Cause I have separation anxiety. And I'm singing out of tune today, too. What's up, John?
What's up, John?
Anytime you want to answer, that'd be cool, dude. John, I can hear you, but I can't hear you talking.
Can?
Yes.
Skype says it broke, so that's why.
Okay, I was like, I hear myself. So I'm like, you must still have the stream open or something.
No, Skype says it's completely broken.
Skype's a quality product. That's why.
I gotta close Skype, so I'll join back in a second.
All right. I thought Aether messaged me too. Got space in the call? Yeah, you know what, Aether, I will throw you in as well. Oh, and there's a problem with this call. Even better. That's a good sign right off the bat.
There's a problem?
There's always a problem, dude.
That sucks.
How's it going?
I'm doing alright. I'm just still reminded of the X4 quote-unquote race.
Oh, don't even remind me. I blocked that out of my mind, dude.
Well, some people were still crying foul. It's like, oh, he's Egg. Egg is so easy. He's playing Zero. He's awesome.
Dude, even if I knew what I don't think it would have made that much of a difference, all things considered. X, I might have finished the game like an hour earlier. That's about it.
It sounds like we're all just bored out of our minds tonight, so we're just bashing Robot Ninjas in.
Pretty much. Well, I mean, like, I should be doing a bunch of editing, because I have, like, a ton of videos to get done before I go to LA next week. But I was just like, I really want to play Turtles in Time.
You're heading to E3?
Yep. Doing some work.
I wish that was my work, too.
It's side work, unfortunately, so it's not as impressive.
Well, that's kind of what the show is these days. It's not like the huge glamour thing that it was. If you want that, you go to, like, PAX now.
Pretty much. No, it's still interesting to go to. I was just hoping this year I'd finally get into the Nintendo conference, but no such luck.
Well, here's the thing. They said that they're not doing the big conference, but I'm sure that they're going to have the smaller ones. Like, I remember distinctly that I was looking forward more to their 3DS show than their main show turned out to be. It ended up being, like, the main show ended up being kind of garbage. And then the 3DS show is just like, I want every single one of these games.
Okay, well, let's not even talk about how bad all 3 press conferences were last year. They were garbage. Like, Nintendo's had the best, and even then there were, like, certain points, like, where they introduced Nintendo Land, everyone's like, what the fuck is Nintendo doing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hello.
Hey, John.
Sorry, Skype decided to be completely retarded.
Sounds about right for Skype.
A bit, like, it just, like, drops the call randomly. I don't know why.
My entire program said it broke, and then apparently John could still hear me.
It was a good kind of broke.
It was one of the rare
Skype's definition of broke is working properly.
Yeah.
That X4 race, part of the problem is that I was giving you bad tips compared to what your skill level was. Was that directed at John or me?
That was directed at me. That was indeed directed at me. We won't talk about X4.
That's okay, we'll go on to X6.
Oh fuck no, that's actually one of the few I haven't finished. At least with X4 I had beaten the game, but it had been like 10 years. X6 was... oh shit. X6 was the one I just didn't bother finishing. Same with X7.
To this day is still... like, there's still a good difficulty to it. X7 we don't talk about.
How are the people on the Skype call, by the way? Because I'm not sure if they're a little bit quiet or not compared to the game audio. It's all good. They're sounding okay. All right, we'll keep going then.
Yeah, not even mentioning the console press conferences recently instead of E3 last year.
Oh, dude, what the fuck was with the Xbox One this year?
I didn't even have to watch.
At least, like, Ice-T wasn't there this year.
Well, to promote, I'm gonna make a song for Gears 3. You know what? I'm a Gears fan, so I can't say anything bad. And his character was alright. He just didn't really do anything in the game.
Well, here's my major concern with all of the consoles this generation is that you can give me the best hardware, but if you don't have the software to back it up, there is absolutely no reason or interest in your consoles whatsoever for me.
That's what a lot of people are hoping E3 is going to be, the software. Where those press conferences are great, the hardware's here, but now E3 is going to be the software.
See, it makes sense to me that that's what, like, the Xbox One conference was, just them getting all that crap out of the way.
Yeah, because Sony had theirs, so they're like, oh, okay, you need
I'd like to think that too, but then that means they might have something more up their sleeves. And then the individual company conferences will have to be the make or break.
Oh, so what you're saying is you don't want to give them the benefit of the doubt?
Do you like how...
They've lost a lot of clout with me, unfortunately, so yeah, I don't want to give them the benefit of the doubt because they have a lot against them right now.
I like how a couple of countries have already said they're banning the system.
Wait, countries have said they're banning the system?
Or if it doesn't change, they are. Because they're calling it a surveillance device. Because Kinect has to always be on.
Again, this is... I just want to fire their marketing people. I
think one of the countries was Australia.
I can understand that. Australia has pretty strict rules about pretty much everything, so...
DRM. I can't stand the concept of DRM. I understand that we need to cut down on piracy too in order for people to actually make a decent buck, but at the same time, you need to convince me to be able to support that too.
I don't know, didn't they confirm this day that you can actually turn off the new Kinect?
I've not heard that. The last thing I heard was countries were up in arms about its security issues.
Yeah, I don't know, like, we have a Kinect at the house, but I don't even know where it is right now. I think it's in storage somewhere. We just never used it.
Because you need a football field to be able to play with it.
We had the room for it. Like, I had, like, the Your Fitness game, and I used to play that every now and then. It was alright. And we obviously had, like, Dance Central and Kinect Adventures, garbage like that. Or just Kinect Adventures is the garbage.
You mean like how everything except like 3 games was shovelware?
Pretty much. And all those 3 games were Dance Central 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've the Kinect.
And I guess Gunstringer, I'll be nice, Gunstringer and Child of Eden.
Didn't Gunstringer come out today?
What?
Or not today, didn't it come out like Tuesday? Like last Tuesday?
Gunstringer's been out for like a couple years. Or a year at least.
Huh.
Shit, I missed that pizza.
I just read about it very recently, so that's why I thought it came out.
No, Gunstringer's been out for a long time.
Might be on sale or something, that's why.
I think that's probably it. I forgot how amazing the music was in this game.
The Simpsons game downloaded.
Which one?
This arcade game. I love.
I thought you were talking about the iPhone game.
No.
Oh, Waffle says you might be thinking of Call Juarez Gunslinger. That's a fairly recent release.
Oh yeah, that is exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah, the Gunslinger's made by Twisted Pixel, the Explosion Man guys.
Oh man, that game's fantastic.
Can't get the sweet spot. It's the boss I always suck.
Dear Lord, now I just realized what kind of ship he's actually on.
Yeah, he's literally just on the toy.
He's on. Well, not only is he on the toy, like, isn't that, since this is a Konami game, isn't that like a ship from Gradius or something?
Not really. I'm pretty sure it is literally just a toy from the cartoon and like real life.
I swear that looks like one, of the, like a boss from Gradius. No, it's an actual speedboat made into a toy. Okay.
Which console do I have the most faith for right now for the next gen?
Technodrome.
I don't know. I'd probably PlayStation 4 to be honest. Xbox One burned a lot of goodwill in the gaming community. Wii U is struggling, but once Nintendo makes some good games, it'll be fine. The PS4 kind of has the most promise. I think next generation, I'm probably just going to have the Wii U and PS4.
I'm gonna agree with that one, because right now, PS4, their console specs they sound good and everything, but again, it's gonna come down to the games, and the Wii U is having the same exact problem the 3DS did. It needs its library.
By the end of this year, the 3DS, or sorry, the Wii U will be a good system. That's my opinion, and I'm about to lose a life immediately. Shit.
These things are irritating.
Fucking roadkill Rodneys, get out of the way.
Is that what they're called?
Yep, roadkill Rodneys.
Oh god, it's been so long.
Oh, there we go, first life lost.
I've loved Turtles as a kid, but it's been so long since I've been exposed to a lot of them. I was never, like,
sorry,
the
go ahead.
hugest fan.
I got lucky and I found the entire series on DVD the other day.
Oh, wow.
So I've got a little turtle van sitting on my desk right now with all the
Is
series.
that the box, really?
Yep, it's a turtle van. It's awesome.
Wasn't one of the box sets a pizza box? I don't know which like collector's edition it was, but one of them was a pizza box.
I believe it's probably the first season. I could understand that being the case.
It was the Blu-ray box set.
Oh, okay.
That reminds me, I need to go and borrow my friend's Reboot box set. Marathon the hell out of that.
Borrow what box set?
Reboot.
Oh god, Reboot was so good. I'm just upset at how it ended.
It ended on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, which is why I'm upset.
Yeah.
You could tell they really wanted to like have more of the show, but I guess something just didn't play out.
That was a show that, I mean, it was the first major CGI show, and it was also a show that I really got to bond with my dad with, because, like, even he was interested in it, so, and that was kind of hard to do. So, that was a really big thing for me. Probably get Scott McNeil to sign the box set, too.
Who's Scott McNeil in the show?
He was one of Megabyte's.
Oh, he was Hack and Slash. Okay, right.
Yes.
Sorry, it's been a long time since I've watched Reboot, so.
And you know what? It only makes me more sad that Tony J is doing this. That man's voice.
Who was Tony J? Was he the original
Megabyte.
Bob's voice? Oh, he was Megabyte.
He was point.
Oh, dude, that's incredibly disappointing. I didn't know he had passed away.
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Token Razor!
Beast Wars. Yeah, Beast Wars had its moments too. Like I was also like being a fan of or being an 80s kid too. It's like I grew up with all these, but like I look back on it now and it's like they're cool and everything, but I was never the hugest fan. I don't know why. It didn't settle in as much as like the video game stuff did. Like I loved the Mario cartoons and I loved any of like Captain N. Holy crap,
Oh,
Captain
N.
As cheesy as it was, I absolutely adore the concept. I am a sucker for crossovers. Give me any of that any day. Yes, I await Kingdom Hearts. I'm going to get the bricks thrown at me because of that.
Did you ever read the comics for Captain N? Because they actually had a bunch of characters that didn't show up in the show, like Samus.
Yeah, Samus was supposed to be. I never read the comics. I didn't find out about them until much later. But then that just reminded me of the Nintendo Power comics that they did for like Zelda and stuff.
Oh, those were good too.
Oh god. John, did you ever finish Blood Dragon?
No, I played it a bit more when I went to Emil's place. That was about it.
I need to pick up that game next time it goes. The first time it goes on sale.
You know what? It's good enough. I think you should pay full price. That's just my opinion, though. 'Cause that game, that's my kind of game. So I guess.
No, that game looked really fun. Someone just gifted me Far Cry 3. Oh,
Just out of the blue?
They gifted it to me because they said I was a good streamer. So.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, and because they gifted it to me because I was a good streamer and because I have family in Canada.
Yep. I have family in Canada too.
I have family in Connecticut.
You know what? I don't even know if my computer could run Far Cry 3 that well. And plus I have Blood Dragon for PC or for 360. So. Man, I'm having problems with the running.
Also, your country is fantastic. So.
Oh yeah, you went to Winnipeg, right?
Yeah, I went to Winnipeg. It was awesome.
Tonight
we pretty much
dine on turtle soup.
We went to what was that place called Speed World, which is like the fastest go-karts in Canada.
I feel like I've heard the name before.
They went like, I think our top speed was 50 kilometers an hour.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really fun. And just the entire city is amazing. Definitely had poutine.
Yeah, I was gonna say you better. That's kind of like the staples up here.
What's a smoke that's got pork, and pork?
Pork, and pork? Triple pork?
Yeah, the triple pork one. It was like in bacon heaven.
Where'd you go to have your poutine? Because I mean, like, if you're in Winnipeg, you're not going to a proper poutineery, but you're at least gonna go to a good place if you're in Canada.
It was Smokes.
Smokes. I am not familiar with that name.
It's a chain place. There's a couple of them. Like, I've seen, I think 2 in Toronto. There's 1 in Winnipeg. I think in total they have like 8. It was really good though. Also had snow like 6 times.
Food truck show that had like a food truck of just poutine in Canada, but it's like it's specialty stuff considering it's a food truck, and I'm like, can we just get one of those down here somewhere, please?
Anywhere, yeah.
Well, I'm in Florida. God forbid. Orlando of all places too, so it's touristy as all hell.
Just go to Epcot, Canada, if that even exists.
Yes!
Actually, there is, and that's where all, like, there's, like, they have a Pacific Northwest Native American totem area for it, and I'm just like, why Canada for this one? It makes no sense. Also, Florida sucks, yes.
Is that just a predetermined fact now that just sucks?
Well, I'm in Kissimmee, which is close enough, yes. That's
okay,
true.
Fair enough.
Prehistoric Pterosaur.
Oh, Florida. I'm an hour from Orlando. It sucks here. Yeah, I live in Orlando. I was born, or I moved down, or I went, I would, yeah, I lived in West Palm Beach, and I moved out here from Connecticut when I was 4. I've been here 20 years too long. God save me, please. Florida doesn't suck. It's just full of crazy people. This is fact.
Isn't that where the dude that was on bath salts ate another guy's face?
There was
Yes.
a couple different states where that happened, but I think that was the first. Good. Oh, Florida. Aren't there like Twitter accounts dedicated to like Florida man and Florida woman? Because apparently that shows up in the news incredibly often.
Because you can insert any of those people in there, and it probably is true, whatever the news story.
Don't you love where you live?
Again, 20 years too long.
I don't know, man. I guess I can sort of understand living in a small town in Newfoundland because it was really super sheltering. It's nice to be somewhere where there's actual things you can do.
It's nice, but at the same time, like, I would like to have an extended period of time in a rural setting because I've never had that really, and I would really like to. I can appreciate it now that I'm this old. Like, when I was a kid, I was just like, I need my Game Boy, I need everything, I don't want to go anywhere, but now I'm just like, I kind of would like to be out in the middle.
Yeah. I see. The problem is, like, I grew up in that, so it's not really a case of taking it for granted. It's just, like, the kind of person I am is not the kind of person who would live in a rural area anymore. Like, as much as I like going out... Oh, going out on ATV and going snowmobiling, I love all that stuff. There's just too little to do where I live now, and it's just... I couldn't live there anymore.
My friend was telling me about this place. He grew up in not in Winnipeg. He grew up in a place in Manitoba called the Paw, which is like a town that's hundreds of miles from anything.
That sounds like Newfoundland, really, in general. I don't know. Like the good and bad about Canada is that it's so spread out. You can kind of get any experience you want up here. But at the same time, like, you also have to pick and choose where you want to go if you don't know what kind of experience you want for the rest of your life. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I've been told that a lot of Canadians kind of take for granted like how beautiful Canada actually is. So maybe I'm just one of those guys.
As an American that went to Canada, I was like, can I not leave, please?
There's actual seasons and landscapes.
Oh no, the seasons are relative.
I live in New York, so we get all 4 seasons, which is
we
like
get spring, summer, and hurricane season.
We
it's
get
just nice that
winter,
like,
and then like a week of spring, a week of fall, and like most of a month of summer.
the most hassle I had my entire weekend of being in Canada was going through customs, which took 45 minutes.
On the way in or on the way out?
In.
Oh, really? How come on the way in?
I don't know, we got asked like 1,000 questions and they went through all our shit.
I'll be honest, I hope it snows at MagFest this year.
Like, the customs agent that I went through like my phone, my tablet, went through all my clothes, asked me like 100 questions.
Jeez, well, it wasn't your first time traveling either, was it?
No, it was my first time in Canada.
Oh, okay, well maybe then that's it.
Yeah, at one point, like, midway through, he asked me what my favorite hockey team was, and I was like, you're just fucking with me now.
Shit, what was the trick of fighting Slash? All I remember is he blocks a lot.
My friend who lived in Winnipeg told me if I said the Maple Leafs, I would have been thrown out of the country.
I believe that. Although they did not too bad this season for once.
Well, I was in Winnipeg, so they had the Jets.
Oh, okay, then yeah, there you go.
After working with like half dozen Canadian voice actors in the same room and hearing so much hockey talk,
Dude, we love our hockey, man.
If I say anything else besides like, oh, who are they rooting for? The Canucks, I probably would have been like smote back to the green room.
I'd put that. Yeah, most VAs are either in Vancouver or Calgary, if I remember correctly, so...
Yes, Vancouver. Actually, I wonder if I've seen my old Florida Panthers jersey somewhere. Not sure if it's still
Why would you admit to having a Florida Panthers jersey?
Because I was in the 3rd grade.
Okay, fair enough. That's a good reason. That is valid.
I'm at my favorite hockey team's the Devils, and I'm at the end of their, like, being good. Like, at the very end of them being good. Since, you know, Brodeur is, like, ancient. And he's, like, the only reason why the Devils are good some years.
Damn it, Slash, you're like one hit away, too.
Like, I would more likely have a hockey jersey than I would a football jersey, because I honestly can't stand American football. I have more respect for basketball, hockey, and soccer.
Basketball's... I hate basketball.
Chris
Like,
J-
in rankings, for me, my favorite sports are baseball, then, like, hockey, then football, then, basketball is, like, below everything else.
Skull and crossbones.
Skull. I'm surprised you like baseball. I guess considering it half the time I see you wearing a jersey, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised, but...
That's because we're in Boston when we see each other, so I have to wear my Yankees jersey.
Have to, right. That's just being an asshole.
I own a hockey jersey, and I wore that when I went to Canada. So I felt very Canadian walking through Winnipeg in a hockey jersey.
Was it at least a Jets jersey, or what team was it?
It was a minor league hockey team that was near me, so no one probably knew who they were, but I felt awesome wearing my hockey jersey.
My people.
I told the guy at customs, like, at the end, I was like, you know, I'm just, like, a beard away from being Canadian, right? It's like, I love hockey, I found out I love Tim Hortons, apparently.
I was to say, how could you not know otherwise, but I guess you wouldn't be in one of the areas where they are in the U.S.
It's like, if I go to northern New York, they are, which makes sense, since that's just southern Canada.
Northern New York is southern Canada?
Yeah, like...
I guess location-wise, yeah.
If you go to, like, Potsdam and, like, what is it? Oneonta, like, very north New York gets, like, 10 feet of snow, and then they'll, like, pretty much do nothing during the winter but stay inside.
I miss a good winter. Like, I seriously loved MagFest that much more simply because I was able to actually wear a couple layers of clothes.
Dude, I was happy to be at MagFest and not have to wear extra layers. I was like, I'm just wearing my hoodie and I'm good.
That's when I feel best. It's like it's weather that I can at least wear a hoodie in.
Yeah, which is why I kind of don't like living in this area sometimes, because the weather's so bipolar. It's either super hot or super cold. So you either gotta wear like 5 layers or just a t-shirt.
Well, I'm t-shirt and jeans no matter what, even in Florida. It's just being able to wear a hoodie and feel more comfortable in something like that is always a pleasure for me.
It was funny, it was really nice the week I went to Winnipeg, so we were joking with my friend who lives there, and he was like, did we come the 1 week it isn't snowing?
And did they respond with yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because when you were up here, I think we were having pretty bad weather, too. And we almost usually end up sharing the same weather patterns, so...
It was really nice. It was like 78 and like sunny all weekend. Or... You know what that is.
Yeah.
Roughly.
That's probably like in the low 20s.
You spend enough time here in America.
I'm starting to get used to Fahrenheit. It's kind of weird.
We're converting you to the way inferior way to measure things.
I am much more content with Celsius. I do not plan on changing that anytime soon.
I like Celsius better, but like, I guess US had to be different. Like, who wants a measuring system on base 10? We gotta make our own.
Oh, that U.S. arrogance.
Oh my god. Also, it was really nice not to have to pay for anything with a penny.
Oh, right, because you guys still have pennies.
I was like, this law is fantastic. We should pass this.
Reminds me, I gotta get some change roll-ups.
God!
Second time you've done that.
2 hits away. Damn it. Oh, now we got a discussion about metric system going on in the chat.
You're welcome, John.
Dave, don't tell me how warm it's gonna be in Dallas. I already had Brutal Moose warning me it's gonna be like hot as balls when I'm there for SGC.
Someone said we should use Kelvin.
I think that's overkill in a way.
Oh, what is it outside? 293?
Shell at wounded knee.
No, then we'd all be vaporized.
No, 293 Kelvin's 20 degrees Celsius.
Is it just that
I'm
low?
thinking of I'm thinking like exponentially. Then I guess.
1
I know
degree.
absolute-
Well, 1 Kelvin is 1 degree Celsius. It just starts at absolute 0, which is 100, which is negative something Celsius.
Isn't that like I thought it was like negative 100 or something? It's been a long time since I've
270.
temperature.
Fucking nerds.
Negative 273 Celsius.
All this is reminding me of right now is I really don't remember much from high school.
Math.
I am 273.15.
Did you just convert it?
No, Liam said that.
Oh, of course, Lee.
Responding to Xander, yes, I'm also aware of the fact that this stage is called Bury My Shell at Wounded Knee. If you've seen my Twitch channel, you'd understand my theme, too.
I love this theme song. This is actually when we do our panel. I think this was the first song question I had ever come up was "Bury My Shell at Wounded Knee." They didn't know it.
I still sometimes wince over the fact that kid said.
You know what? I was about to just mention it myself actually. So poor kid didn't know the Tetris theme, but at least he got like the system right, and he thought it was Game Boy. Like, but although he said Pokemon.
I mean, I guess if we're looking for a good thing out of that.
I always try to find the bright side of life, man.
My question is, why Superman 64? Why?
Wait, who's asking that question? Are you actually asking me that question?
No, I'm looking at chat.
Oh, it's because that's one of the games I'm Let's Playing, so
Oh.
that's why it keeps coming up.
Also, now that Resident Evil 5 is done, I've beaten Resident Evil 5 with a partner before. That ending is the most ridiculous thing in the world.
Dude, I so love the boulder ending. The game could just end at the boulder, and that's all I'd care about, really.
Oh my god, that whole last scene is so ridiculous. It's like, as soon as Wesker punches the plane, I'm like, this is gonna get really weird.
I had never seen the quick time event fail where he just breaks Chris's neck. I just started laughing my ass off when I saw that. I was like, holy shit.
I think DCW has way too much fun with Wesker.
Oh, dude. You know what? If he could just keep being Wesker, I'd be completely okay with that.
We all know the Boulder was the best character.
I think the boulder punching is the second funniest thing I've ever seen in a video game.
I'm afraid to ask the first.
Suplexing the train.
Oh, of course, suplexing the train.
Oh, suplexing the train.
See, I was always the kind of guy who just used Phoenix Down on it and just killed it immediately.
That's how I'm actually replaying FF6 right now on the GBA version, because that is like my new quintessential version, because they added so much to it. Oh no, they got rid of the Vanish Death trick.
Did they actually?
Dude, that was an oversight. That was an oversight. Also, the fact that Darkness really didn't do anything, thus Goggles didn't do anything.
Wasn't Evade also fucked up or something like that? Like the evasiveness stat didn't actually do anything?
Depending on the equipment or something, I know that was bugged somehow, but I'm not totally sure. But they fixed all of that for the PlayStation and Game Boy Advance versions.
Someone in chat's asking, sorry, if you use OBS or XSplit.
XSplit.
Yeah, I use XSplit too.
Uh-oh.
OBS is going to be a great program when it's full release.
Yeah, I only like started hearing about OBS like the other day.
OBS is fantastic, but it needs to be like bug fixed for a lot. It's in, I think, still in alpha, so that's why it's all
No,
Like, it's pretty much XSplit, but free. Completely free and open source.
yeah, I had a feeling I was going to use XSplit a bunch, so I actually paid for a license for it.
Did you get the 2-year while it was still in beta?
Yep, so I got it for a really good price.
Yeah, I regret now not having bought an XSplit license.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much they would actually, like, take away.
Yeah, my God. Like, I haven't gone back to look at my videos, but I have a feeling it's not going to be as quality as I want. I mean, I'm happy that I can still do it. It's just,
Can you what's the like penalty for streaming? Do you get like a giant XSplit watermark when you stream?
I think there's only certain resolutions you can do.
Yeah, the sound quality is a bit lower, and like you can have different scenes to segue into if you wanted to do different setups. You can only have 4 out of a possible 12. That's not necessarily a bad thing, just because I tend to swap it out every time I need to do something anyway. But I know some people have like certain setups for like, you know, AFKs or something like that.
Yeah, I've got like 3 or 4 setups myself, so
I
would miss
literally
that
use
feature.
all 12. I have something and use all 12 scenes in XSplit.
I would if I had a second monitor to use.
I just bought one. I
think
bought
I'll
one like 3 days ago.
I have a second monitor, I just don't have the desk space to use that second monitor.
That would be my problem too, because I'd love to get one, but my first thing I need to take care of is my computer parts are at least 5 years old, and I'm due for upgrades.
Oh,
so
hey.
that's my first concern.
Hey, Gerard.
Oh, Gerard's checking out?
Yep.
Skype interaction is limited as well. Oh man, they really did bottleneck a lot.
Wow. Hard mode cave story final ending is a pain in the ass.
Gerard, you want in on the call?
Epic Beard Men?
Team Beard Will.
Beard Willis. Oh man, I choked so hard on that tournament. It made me so sad.
How is the city always directly in front of you when you turn 180 degrees? Mode 7.
Gerard forgot to eat today.
You know what? I know the guy. I can see that. I do the same thing sometimes. I didn't have lunch till like 5.
You guys in here would be ready.
Also, just I got up crazy late today because I stayed up till like 5 o'clock for Resident Evil 5.
Wow.
I was editing it for God, I want to say it was like 12 plus hours. Shit.
I was practicing Binding of Isaac all day today because I'm in the.
Yeah, you had your first race in the league today, didn't you?
Yeah. Are you following that?
No, I just saw the tweet. I've played Binding of Isaac like twice.
I had my race in the racing league today and was practicing all day for it. And got O2'd like a boss. Yep, 16 more weeks left.
Good luck.
I don't think I can do a competitive race. Like, the Mega Man race is just kind of a whatever fun deal, but I am too much of a completionist to do races on a normal basis.
Like the racing league is a really fun league. It is to see who's the best ice player, but it's mostly like a networking thing to like get good streamers recognition if they aren't getting it by themselves. Like, I'm not calling myself a good streamer, but before I got picked for the racing league, I had 70 followers on Twitch TV, and after today, I have 420.
Oh wow! Like I only have like 150 myself, actually.
So like,
but I'm inconsistent as hell.
So like, this one thing has got me like 5 times the amount of followers on Twitch, which is fantastic. Because one of the things is I love streaming, but I never get an audience, so it's really like a big downer.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. You keep doing something long enough, you will gather an audience.
So like tonight I had 250 viewers from it. It was fantastic.
Oh wow!
Nice.
Oh yeah.
One of these days I should actually advertise on more than just my Twitter that I'm doing a live stream.
I've been debating whether or not I want to link my Twitter to my Facebook, but I think I'm still gonna keep that separate because I don't need my Facebook getting spammed every time I do that. And even then, I lurk on both of them. I don't necessarily add too much.
Yeah, I guess it depends on like what you do. To, like, I don't have any of my personal stuff linked to my proper Facebook. It just like any of my, I guess, internet persona stuff goes to the specific internet persona account. That's it.
Is that an account or is that just a page?
I guess it's just a page, but like I treat it like an account essentially. Like if there's anything I need to talk about as ProtonJon, I use that. Otherwise, Facebook is just actual me. But even then, I don't even use Facebook that much.
Yeah, like Facebook, I keep up with friends and family.
John, you are two-faced.
I am what?
You are two-faced.
I believe it.
ProtonJon and then John.
Well,
I joke about that a lot. Like, there's always a separation between like ProtonJon and Jonathan because I don't know. Like, I feel like I actually have to try when I'm ProtonJon, but when I'm just John, I'm like, oh, I don't fucking care, dude.
Well, meeting everybody at MagFest from Channel Awesome kind of opened that up too. It's like you guys are this way, and you're also it's a character that you're doing for your reviews anyway. So it's definitely a persona thing.
In my case, it's not really just like a character / persona. It's just like, I guess, like I said, I have to try more when I'm in that mode because I have to like, okay. I have to pay more attention to the game. Like in this case here, I'm just kind of fucking around, so I don't care what happens in the game when I lose.
My favorite thing on an old video was when I think it was one of your Kaiser videos, you were like, you're very quiet when cursing because you're like, I can't curse, like, because I get yelled at.
Oh yeah, because at the time, I was recording at my parents' place because I was on summer break.
So it was just really funny to hear you talk about how you couldn't curse.
Oh, dude, did I ever tell you the story about how I got yelled at for like 2 hours because I swore playing Halo 2? So,
no.
Okay, my mom, super religious. Bless her heart. But she was at a point where she was like the hardest of hardcore Christians. And I came home, I think this is probably second semester. And I was playing Halo 2 online, and I forget what map it was, but I jumped and suddenly it glitched and set me up straight up in midair. So I yelled out, "What the fuck?" And my mom, who was 2 floors down in the basement, yelled at me, like, "What is that you said?" And she comes upstairs, and she's like, "Turn the game off now. Turn the game off now. We're gonna have a talk." Keep in mind, I was like 19 or 20 at this point.
What?
And she's like, "Jonathan, I don't like the things these games are doing to you. I'm really worried about your soul." Like, you've become someone I don't recognize. And like, it's like you're always playing them. You never go out and be social. And, I love my mom and dad, but I mean, like, I feel like the black sheep of my family sometimes, and like, I don't think there's any like hyperbole at all. Like, I think it's entirely true that I am the black sheep of my family.
I had the same thing happen to me when I was casting a run of Donkey Kong Country Returns, and that game just gives me so much rage in a good way because of the platforming hell that it is. And the problem is that my current roommate also has a 10-year-old son, and while she has exposed him to conventions and other things as well, he's still 10. So me basically screaming at the top of my lungs at a minecart level, and she comes in and yells at me about that. I'm just like, okay, I'm sorry. We talked about it after that, and I'm just like, I'll try, but she knows how much I get into some of these when, that's causing that much rage. So it's like, it's not so much the whole, I'm worried about your soul, it's, I got a 10-year-old kid.
Well, I was lucky enough to be the younger kid, but like, I was at 20 at the point, so it was just like, what am I supposed to do, Mom? Come on. The worst part was when I tried to explain, like, there was a point where I actually used to cosplay a lot, and I was trying to explain that to my mom was the weirdest thing ever. She's like, so you just dress up as a character? I was like, yeah. Why? I don't know, it's fun. It doesn't have to be a real purpose to it, Mom. If you go to a convention, you just do goofy things, you just have fun. It's like, I don't understand it.
I find that the argument really funny where it's like, why aren't you social? And it's like, it's come to a point where me playing games is me being more social than in real life. It's like, I talk to more random people and talk more playing games than I do in person.
I think it depends for me, really. Like, I've got my social life and I've got my internet life, and usually they tend to intermingle at least a little bit. But, sorry, I'm like half in conservation mode here, too. It was always bad growing up because like I lived in a town that was, you pretty much, if you did anything, it was outside and like physical activity. So I was like one of like maybe 3 kids who just would only play video games. So it was always super awkward. And my dad was like a construction worker, and my mom was a teacher. So of course, like they're both super into like doing outdoor stuff as well. So it was just like it was really hard to just be the nerdy kid I was. Which is probably why I still have an appreciation for doing things outside.
Yeah, I didn't really start like embracing the nerdy part of things until high school, because I had a really bad middle school time. But high school, I was just like, okay, I'm meeting people that are kind of in the same wavelength, and everything's cool, and it's still my form of socializing, even though it's still gaming up a storm. But my parents were cool with that because it was still a pretty safe environment. The kids and everything, so it was all cool.
Yeah, like, my problem is I didn't have that experience till college. So I had to wait till I moved out on my own to kind of form that niche. So that made it even more awkward growing up, and then when I used to come home between semesters and...
College only made it worse because then I got introduced to conventions and that was it.
Oh, yeah.
I was done.
Yeah, I guess that too. That's the same thing applies to me, but it was just so awkward with my family. It was just really weird. Okay.
Someone said this is...
Just realized John is Mike and not Donnie. There's something wrong here.
Yeah, I don't know. Usually I play Donnie, but I felt like playing Mikey.
Good luck with Shredder.
Okay, so I have 3 lives to fight Super Shredder.
Technodrome.
If I do this, I've beaten the game on hard without using a continue.
I need to update my Twitch page, I just realized. Sorry.
It's been a while, though, so I think my timing for this is going to be off, and he's crazy fast on hard. Turtle soup, my favorite. So blue is the one. Blue's the anti-air.
Oh, wow.
There we go. Good start. Anti-air! Uh-oh. I definitely want to get... Green is an insta-kill. It will actually make you lose a life instantly, no matter how much health you have left, so... So far, so good.
The green one is when he turns you back into a small one, right?
Yep.
Turtle.
One more hit. Whoop! My toe! Come on, getting to a good point. Man, I keep doing the wrong... There we go. That's game. Whew, I haven't done that in a while. That was fun.
Dive kick.
Oh god, I'm so disappointed I didn't get to play dive kick when it was at PAX East. I was so sad.
I remember somebody throwing that around at EVO this past year, and I'm like, that was good for a demo, I think, but when you actually get down to the nitty-gritty of it, yeah, it's only one hit kill, but the prospect of it is actually kind of ingenious. Like, it's still very much manipulating how somebody's going to act, and that's pretty much how the fighting game stuff goes.
Caleb, shut up. Beating it with Donnie's easier than with Mikey. I don't know, like, are you guys going to EVO at all or watching EVO this year?
I watched some of the matches. I cannot play it for the life of me, but watching people play King of Fighters 13 is like a lava lamp. It's so pretty. I love watching that.
Do you want me to load up KOF 13?
It'd probably humble the heck out of me. That's up to you.
I'm not that good at KOF 13. Like, I don't think I've really played it that much, but yeah, no.
Probably
Sure.
the only game I'm remotely good at is Street Fighter 4. Some people are wanting Blood Dragon.
I don't blame him.
Do more than 13. I also have 11. It's like I bought the games and they were cheap, and I like them, but I have them pretty much be like, oh, does anybody want to play or something? But I don't like an online mode. I don't know why.
It depends. Like, if I've got friends and it's cool, but sometimes I hate just playing with puppies because you don't know what to expect.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. Like, you grew up having the hot seat gaming, and that was true multiplayer to me. Like, I even remember the LAN parties that we had of a whole bunch of Xboxes playing, like, 16-player Halo, and it was all local area, too. It was fucking amazing. But now it's just like, okay, everybody's doing online. It's understandable considering we're all busy adults at this point, but there's still just something lost, it feels like.
Yeah, no, I don't... do you remember the point where there were games coming out that did not have any hot seat gaming at all? Or like local multiplayer, it was only online? Like the beginning of the Xbox 360 generation was pretty much just online multiplayer, and it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm in a fighting game mood, so I can either throw in KOF 13, Capcom vs. SNK 2. What else I got?
You should download My Little Pony Fighting is Magic.
I heard it's good, but I'm not gonna get it.
I watched the stream. That's the only stream I've ever watched at EVO was that game. I don't like fighting games too much, but that made me crack up a lot.
Razor, I own like I think 2 or 3 copies of CVS2. I have it for original Xbox and for PS2.
I actually own that game. I own it on Dreamcast.
I have this PS2 copy of that and Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Damn it, I still need to play Choo Choo Rocket once.
Oh, you do! Choo Choo Rocket's so good!
I have no idea what it is or anything about it, but I have it for Dreamcast.
It is a crazy puzzle game. Like, I have my Dreamcast here. If I knew where my chords were, I'd throw it on.
My puzzle vice is Tetris Attack.
Mine too.
Oh. Like, I love the fact that I still have my copy of Planet Puzzle League, and I think it's still, that's online capable too. Only problem is I still hate friend codes. I don't know why.
That's probably the worst thing in the world.
Pokemon Puzzle League, yes! The 3D cylinders of doom!
Oh, stupid 3D mode was just so ridiculous. Alright. KOF 13.
Puzzle game of choice is Tetris Attack, yeah. Tetris Attack, Puzzle League, Pokemon Puzzle, those are all the same derivative of a Panel de Pon.
Krang!
Sonic Battle was pretty good.
Typically, in your stream, when I start typing, I see at least one complaint. Not tonight so far.
See what? One complaint about what?
How loud my blue switches are.
Oh. Congratulations! You have completed your training and
Complaint.
are now true ninjas.
Complaint.
Yep. Isn't that how that typically works? Mention something and then it gets mentioned. What else?
Sometime. Thank you for playing.
Oh,
Yeah, my score was low.